Been an eventful couple days around here. Texans, they make a signing. J.J. Watt steals the spotlight and a lot of other stuff going on, including perhaps the biggest quarterback rivalry C.J. Stroud will have in the upcoming season. Let's go inside the locker room.
Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey. Locker room, yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk, yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize, every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too. Landlocked, got the game in the headlock. Localize every time, can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we top two and we not too. Plugged in daily digital on YouTube. We got taste for days.
Welcome to the locker room, number one source for Texans digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can see me right here. You can hear me in a lot of places. Business is about to pick up. Camp is about to begin. Got a big guest coming on tomorrow that I think you guys will enjoy. I'm ready to talk to my boy. I'll just let y'all know that. I'll leave it as a surprise. Probably drop around 10 or noon. But yeah, I got a special guest coming through. J-Rock right off the top asks any updates from Center Point. Sir, I have no idea, my friend. The weather is tough out here in these streets. We got the worst of the tornado. Hurricane, not great. But don't have any updates from Center Point. Roberto Rodriguez, shout out to you. Date night with my fiance at the movies, and I'm still tuning in. Must not be a very good movie, my friend. Love the movies, though. Movie popcorn, best snack in the game. I stop at movies just to get the popcorn without even seeing the movie. That's how I roll. Do you think JJ will come back soon? We'll get into that in a sec. I don't know what the hell's going on. We are blessing always. JJ is coming back. You only look that jacked if you're about to fight a grizzly bear or play defensive tackle. And let's get right into it right there. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. Number one Texan stream. It's only going to get better. There's a lot of stuff going on around here. Let's just look at this. So the Texans made a signing, but that really wasn't what most Texans fans were talking about. J.J. Watt, he posted this picture. He talked about progress. He put up times and stuff like that, like measurements and stuff. And I just got to ask this. What in the hell is J.J. Watt up to? Like, what is going on with J.J. Watt? Seriously, you are retired, my friend, and you're not completely dismissing the possibility of coming back and playing. We know that you got some unfinished business. We know that you also kind of didn't anticipate the Texans being this good this quick. Let's be serious. What exactly are you getting ready for, my friend? What are we doing here? As I always like to say, like what is the overall goal here for JJ Watt? What are we doing here? He's got to be ready to play football. Like, let's be serious. That might not be a 3-down D lineman, but that's a guy that can get in there and get after the quarterback. I saw someone on Twitter said that looks like that ain't no wide receiver, man. That damn sure ain't no wide receiver. That's a guy getting ready to play. Someone says NRG has roof damage. They need to get that together before preseason. Someone sent me a picture of that, and I didn't know what to make of it. I couldn't tell if it's a joke or not. Shout out to Nuff Said Tailgaters. Marty, I love you very much, man. Shout out to Spin. Shout out to Freddie. Shout out to all the Nuff Said Tailgaters. Matt, all you folks out there. But I never know whether he's serious or not. Do you ever have someone who will like send you gifts, and then when they send you something serious, it's like Boy Who Cried Wolf, and you're like, man, what the hell was that? I guess there's some sort of damage. Let me see if he actually posted this on Twitter. NRG Roof. I saw it and I was like, okay, what does that mean? I mean, they're just going to keep it open the whole time? Oh, here we go. Little structural damage. Okay. I mean, I can't tell from that. Does that mean they'll just have to figure something out? Not quite sure. But let's go back to the original topic. What the hell is JJ Watt up to? What is my man doing? NF says, thanks for the break from the weather aftermath, Landry. Hey, thank you for coming through, my friend. Thank you for coming through. Half the damn roof's gone. Okay. Leave it open then, man. Let's use that home field advantage, right? Let's use that home field advantage where we get a little heat. Just like when you go to Buffalo or something like that in December, and you have to play in that damn monsoon. How about the Texans just get a little heat? There. They're practicing it anyways, right? How about that? Be down with that. See what's going on there. But I don't know what's up with JJ. So full disclosure, and I'm gonna be completely transparent. So JJ, after I left 610, he actually messaged me, and it might have just been JJ being like a nice guy. But he basically said, "Hey, congrats on a good run at 610, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada." And you can look at this jersey. He gave it to a lot of people, but he said like loyal loophole, all that type of stuff. So I've always kind of had a little bit of soft spot for JJ, and he knows how to play the game and all that type of stuff. I'm trying to get him on the stream because I respect him. I know JJ always respected that. Myself, Seth, we're always willing to say what we thought, even when things were bad, especially with the Easterby situation. And I think that's where I gained a lot of respect from like OG type of players and people in the building, and really like executive, like all that. Because when I whatever we saw is what we thought. So JJ always thought that, and always admired it. So as soon as JJ sent me that, I just said, "Hey, when are you coming back?" And he didn't say anything back. So then I made the mistake, and this was on 4th of July. This is me telling y'all everything because this is the stream. Shout out to all the people here. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. So I was drinking a few brews on 4th of July, and I saw that JJ tweeted. Let's see if we can pull this up. JJ tweeted the picture of the Miller Lite can. Let me see where this at. Yeah, right here. And it was basically him saying, "Perfect Miller Lite, but how about a bigger can?" Basically, like we need a bigger can, Miller Lite, blah blah blah. And I agree. I got some pints with me right here. Actually, I got 1, I got 2. I got 3 pints. It's a slow news time, and I'm just kind of chilling. So I'm a Miller Lite guy. JJ Watt's a Miller Lite guy. So I got a few pints here, and we're all just chilling. So I DM JJ, which might have been perhaps little too much, man. I don't think he's trying to get me like DMing him and like trying to like bro out and stuff. And I'm sure he gets that all the time. But I think this is a good suggestion, and I actually think JJ Watt could be the face of it, and I actually think he could make JJ Watt money, and I actually think I deserve credit for this idea, and I actually think y'all are going to think this is a good idea because I think it would completely change the game. And this is kind of a millennial thing, but one of the novelty items of beer, like when you were a millennial, was just the 40 ounce, the big ass 40 ounce, the 40 ounce brew. And I'm sure some of y'all have been to Edward, 40 hands parties and stuff where you're like drinking the Mickeys and stuff like that. Man, it wasn't even texting. It was just walking. I was walking out of the spot and I saw this tweet and I thought it was perfect. I think it's a good idea. It wasn't like a, hey bro, you want to hang out. This is a good business idea. So why Jacob and NF are joking? Tell me if this is a bad idea. Tell me if this is a bad idea. I think that Miller Lite needs to change the beer game and give it a little bit of a kick by taking this layout, the pint, the aluminum pint, and turning it into a 32-ounce or 40-ounce can. I think it would change the game. You know how Monster has like the big-ass white canister, and it's like in this shape? It's like where you see like the normal Monster and you see that? I think if Miller Lite, Coors Light, same company, if they would just take this and turn it into a 32 or 40, I think it would completely change the beer game. Completely change the beer game. 100,000%. So that's what I'm saying, man. I think J.J. Watt should have them do that, and then J.J. Watt should become the face of it, and J.J. Watt would be the face of the beer game changing. Just my thoughts. It is the Locker Room, number one source for Texans digital content. Gabriel says, what did someone say? Says he missed it. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, my friend. No idea what you're talking about, my friend. You're saying J.J. Watt, Miller Lite commercials, Landry. He's done ads for Gatorade in the past, so not really out of the realm of possibility. I'm trying to make him the face of changing the beer game, my friend. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make him the face of the beer game. Because you look at all the 32s, you look at all the 40s, they're trash. It's like a trash bottle. It's either like a crappy brand. If Miller Lite just took that aluminum pot, you could charge $5 for it. They're bombs. Like the millennials and stuff would be, or not millennials. The whatever the hell those kids are called, they'd be calling it like who knows what. Game changer, brother. Game changer. Beer wouldn't be icy cold towards the end of the. Well, that's because you don't drink fast, Mr. 100 Benjamin. That's a you thing. You're telling on yourself, my friend. That's the complaint of all 40s, my friend. And the other thing is these aluminum pints, they stay colder. So that's the thing. I feel like I gave J.J. Watt a good business idea. He wasn't down with it. Or have them put 24-ounce in six packs. Yeah, that's fine too. Mr. 1000 Benjamin, man. Oh, man, slow, brother. Not sure, still out everywhere. People asking about the power. Man, I don't know. I got it real bad with the tornado, but hasn't been as bad at this time. Other Texans news, as we're in the locker room stream. The Texans re-signed Jerry Hughes. So Jerry Hughes, J.J. Watt might have kind of stolen the thunder, but Jerry Hughes, this is from Ari Myrov. They re-signed veteran Jerry Hughes. He's going into his 15th season, 70 career sacks, 12 in his last 2 years with Houston. So he's going into year 15. Couple thoughts about this. First of all, I remember when Jerry Hughes was at TCU and he was on the Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, if I'm not mistaken. Then he came through here, and we kind of just thought he was like one of these overseers, these culture guys. Actually had a really good year 2 years ago, and then last year he was all right. Got hurt for the first time in a long time. I don't know how he fits into what they're trying to do. And I don't necessarily know that he's a lock to be on the squad. But if we just look at this D-line depth chart, especially on the edge, let's kind of look at how Jerry Hughes fits. We got to make that brew. I'm telling you, man. Cebu says the Jerry Hughes caught him off guard. I was surprised. I mean, I look, maybe he just wants to give one more go of it and figure it out. Maybe he ends up being kind of like a mentor type of guy. Maybe he ends up making the squad. But let's just look at this. So we know that Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter are on the team. Like those two guys are starting. That's perhaps the best edge duo in the NFL. Dylan Horton, who knows? Like, let's just throw that to the side. I don't know if Dylan Horton, I know he just went through a hell of a lot, but even before then, like backup DN, didn't really see that. This is the ESPN depth chart. Then you have Jerry Hughes and Barnett. I think Barnett, I'm a big fan of him. And then you have Solomon Byrd. So maybe Jerry Hughes makes sense in like a situational type of thing. But I was somewhat intrigued by it a little bit. Dominic says the Diggs Instagram post got me fired up today. The dude feeling it. Yeah, he's feeling it. And by the way, tomorrow, someone who knows Stephon Diggs very well joining the show. Knows him very well. It's kind of a bromance between these two. They know each other very, very well. I'm pumped to talk to this dude, man. Pumped to talk to this dude. That's going to drop at noon. My guy. Not everybody's guy, but my guy. For sure. He's good as a vet for camp until cut time, not past the 53. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to ask Jerry Hughes to do? Is he going to be like a situational guy? The problem is, like, are you going to take Will Anderson, Daniil Hunter off the field? Like, is he going to move inside like Shire? I don't know. I don't know what this is. It was interesting. Going to have 6 DEs rushing the QB, maybe. I mean, definitely know that we're going to have 2. That's for dang sure. Diggs is interesting because I've brought this up. I've had some hardos kind of act like I'm kind of overthinking this, but I really don't think I am. Like, who am I taking in fantasy at wide receiver? Seriously. I'm almost like taking all the Texans wide receivers off my board because there's just so much stuff going on with all of them. I don't know what to do. I'm starting to lean Diggs like as the number 1 guy, but I don't know. I wanted to ask this question about CJ Stroud. Is CJ Stroud versus Jordan Love going to be the most hyped up QB matchup of the season? And let's just think about this for a second. I know that the Texans got matchups against Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and other quarterbacks that perhaps generate a little bit more reaction. But when it comes to like the magnitude of the matchup and the potential overreaction and the potential intrigue, I think the Jordan Love versus CJ Stroud matchup is second to none when it comes to that. And let me explain this. If in December CJ Stroud beats Patrick Mahomes or he beats Lamar Jackson, like, what are we going to say? And rightfully so, and I think it would be the right reaction, but what are we going to say? We're going to say, well, it doesn't matter. It's the regular season. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. Mahomes is still Mahomes. Lamar Jackson's still beating him twice, and they still have like the same amount of Super Bowls. So I don't know that we're going to look at those matchups and say, man, you know, that one was really significant and that one was really meaningful. But when you look at Jordan Love and CJ Stroud, both these guys are 1 and 2 years away from being among the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. Both of their teams are kind of on the fringe of taking that next step. Both of them had really good years last year. And I know Love obviously set out for a while. I think this is going to be the most intriguing matchup. And this also happens to be, I think, their only CBS game. It's going to be the 325 slot, I think, with Nance and Romo. So CBS obviously knows something. I think of all these matchups, I'm actually excited for the Caleb Williams one because it's going to be the first home game and it's going to be rowdy and all that. But I think of all these quarterback matchups that we talk about, you look at Mahomes, you look at Lamar Jackson, like as far as like what can change things and the overall outlook, I think this is the most intriguing one, the one between CJ Stroud and Jordan Love. I'm actually really intrigued by this. In the life of Colby, not sure where all the Jordan Love hype came from. What do you mean? Where do you don't think it's warranted or what? Came from people watching games and what he's been doing. I've been big on this matchup since the schedule dropped. Yeah, I think it's sick. I think they're both really good. Matt Castle equals Jordan Love. I think you're crazy. I think Jordan Love's a good quarterback. But I think this is a really good matchup. I really do. I'm really excited for it. Big time. I think this is going to be one of those matchups. Tank Dell was on I Am Athlete. And I don't want to play it here because I don't want to get copyright striked or anything like that or play it. But Tank Dell was kind of making the rounds and talking about CJ Stroud, talked about him being the next Mahomes. I'm intrigued to see what Tank Dell is about. And the likability of Tank Dell is really high, and rightfully so. There's a lot to like, and that was a hell of a season. But when you talk about him around here, he was always going to be extremely gassed up. He was always going to be extremely beloved. He was always going to be admired in H-Town as a former Coug and a Texan and all that. But it feels like with the Tank Dell thing, there's one thing that I want to see, like from the on-field perspective. Like I think when he's out there, he balls out. I don't think there's any like escaping that. I think when plays break down, him and CJ have chemistry that you can't teach. I don't think there's any denying that. But I do want to see, and I mean, I think this was the biggest question about him was, the durability. Can Tank Dell stay healthy, and can Tank Dell figure it out? And I don't blame Bobby Slowick or anything for him getting hurt last year, but I do want to see what that looks like this year because we saw Tank Dell miss a couple of games after he landed on his head after the catch against the Falcons, and then we saw him miss significant time after he got hurt in the game against the Broncos. So I do think that's something to keep an eye on. I also, wonder, like, is Tank Dell like a really solid number 2? There seems to be like some belief, and again, you got to take this proportionally around here. There seems to be like some sort of belief that he could be a number 1. We'll see. I do think, though, mentally he does kind of have an advantage. We'll talk to the guest tomorrow. He can kind of relate to this. Big Tank Dell guy too. I do think there's kind of a little bit of a disadvantage when you come out of a system like U of H. And this is the Seth Payne theory. Shout out to Seth Payne. But there is a little bit of a disadvantage to coming out of that air raid and then having to learn a pro offense. So I do give him credit for that. Who do you think got more credit? Jordan Love for beating the Cowboys or Stroud for beating the Browns? I think anytime you beat the Cowboys, you're going to get more credit, right? I mean, that's kind of a obsessive brand. It was also a complete assing on both ends. I know Stroud had the couple touchdowns in the at the beginning, the Brevin Jordan catch. I don't know if y'all watched the 2023 Texans thing yesterday, but yeah, it was pretty sick. if everything goes the way I think it might, people going to be comparing Stroud against Mahomes from now on. I mean, really? Like I think that's always what you strive to be. But I don't think people are like jumping the line with CJ. I think CJ's right now. If we want to crawl before we walk. Now, if they meet in the AFC Championship and then CJ takes him down, then maybe we get there. But you even look at Joe Burrow. Like Joe Burrow did that, and then the next year he went toe to toe, and now it's just kind of like forgotten. I think CJ's kind of in the tiers with the Josh Allens, the Burrows, like those guys. I'm not really I'm not really getting ahead of myself on that. Although I heard Tank talk about it. Got a Stroud jersey for Father's Day. Kind of wanted Dell. LOL. Will not complain. Damn, dude, you wanted a Dell instead of a Stroud? What's up with that? That's a little wild, my friend. That's bold. It's crazy, though. You remember 2 years ago? Because I remember doing segments on this on 610. You remember 2 years ago when we were trying to figure out if there's any Texans jersey worth buying? And like we couldn't really figure anything out. Jacob says definitely Case Keenum gave it away with the Diggs clue. Incorrect, my friend. In Case, maybe sometime. I like Case. It ain't Case Keenum for sure. It ain't him. I promise you that. But stay tuned tomorrow noon. My boy. It ain't Case Keenum though. I promise you. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. Just kind of enjoying a little R&R vacay, a little streamage. Blue Boy 9, the Browns win was sweeter considering the historic performance Amari Cooper had previous match. I don't know if that matters. So when CJ Stroud Texans beat the Cowboys, does Stroud get credit? Yeah, I mean, what's going to happen is if that happens, and that's going to be the Monday night game, ESPN's going to do like are the Texans now the best team in Texas? And it's going to be crazy. He's going to get gassed up. You beat the Cowboys on Monday night, and who knows what the Cowboys are looking like. The sky might be falling by then. I mean, it could go a number of ways. Yeah, it's going to be a lot for sure. Ruben, damn, is that a rave, bro? On your picture, help me out here, man. I want to see, like, what is that? Is that like a Vegas shot or something? Tell me what that is, please. Man, those Vegas parties when you go at like 4. I don't know if y'all have ever gone. Can't hang like that. Just leave me in a sports book. Let me walk around. CJ Stroud's definitely doing better second year. Texans will go deep in the playoffs and hopefully first Super Bowl appearance. How about first AFC Championship appearance? Mahomes versus Stroud has Brady versus Rodgers vibes. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the cool thing, right? For a few years, and then you just kind of rolled your eyes at it. I think it's really early. And I think Mahomes at his best, I think Mahomes is the best quarterback that I've ever seen. And I watched Tom Brady. The longevity deserves credit. And the greatness is the greatness. And whenever the game's on the line, there's few better. But as far as like at his best, Mahomes is the best I've seen. So that's a little bit much. See, D Love even says, yeah, I don't even think it's right. Every guest I should Shark Tank pitch them the Miller Lite. Dude, I'm trying to tell JJ, man. I tried to help him out, bro. I know it's probably annoying. That means their Texas team. Do we still have Davis Mills at backup? Should be. He should be. Yeah, that game's going to be the Diggs show for sure. The brothers, Aiden's going to be up there. Stefan's nephew and Trevon's son, he'll be up there for sure. Hold on. I was late to work and took a picture of the hurricane that was passing through. Not a rave shot, Ella. Wait, that's a hurricane? Damn, bro. Why were you? You were late. You were late to work because of the hurricane, right? So it was like an excuse lateness. They write you up. Good to see you're safe and locker room has power. Man, I got the worst of the tornado, but I feel like they kind of upped it a little bit for this, like, because it was so bad that time. Kind of improved it a little bit, if that makes sense. Let's go back and look at this depth chart. Because I'm a little bit. First of all, I think it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy. I think it's interesting. I think it's worth noting how much DeMeco Ryans appears to love this D line, and you can tell. I don't know if he was frustrated by Malik Collins and Jonathan Grenard last year because there was perhaps some freelancing. I don't know if he just really likes these guys that they've brought in. I don't know if he thinks the edge guys are going to make him better. I don't know if he's just giddy to get to coach these guys. But DeMeco Ryans seems to really love this D-line. And this is a point that I've been hammering home for a while now because I think that it's just blatantly obvious how much he likes these guys. Like I think that he really, really likes this D line. And I don't know if that's includes the ends or not, but it does feel like he likes these guys a lot. And I'm starting to like the D-line too. I'm starting to secondary depth and linebacker depth is starting to be my biggest concern with this squad. But it feels like DeMeco absolutely loves this squad. Another thing to talk about. We've talked about the quarterback. We've talked about the D-line. What about the special teams? Because Steven Sims is a guy who, in the Baltimore game, he returned the punt. And I don't pretend to be like a non-NFL, non-college football type of guy. So these new kickoff rules, I don't hear about them and then like say, all right, well, this guy's going to be returning kicks for the Texans. I've heard people say Dameon Pierce, which is interesting because that was when he returned the kick last year, it was like a different set of rules. But another name that I hear quite often is Steven Sims and Aaron Wilson, who's always at these types of events. He caught up with Steven Sims. And let's hear from this guy. I got to talk to him a little bit last year in the locker room, not this locker room, like the actual Texans locker room. Let's hear what Steven Sims has to say about at his football camp about the upcoming season.
Here at the annual Steven Sims Jr. football camp, where it all started on this field. And for these young men and women, this is the example. What's it like to be out here today?
Man, it's just a blessing, to give back, to be able to give back. It's fun seeing the little kids compete. We just getting started right now, but just seeing them out here having fun, going through the drills, it just brings back so many memories of when I was out here, blood, sweat, and tears, trying to get to where I'm at now. And I just remember that it all started right here. You know, that you got to build a solid foundation and go from there.
Hey, you score a touchdown in a playoff game.
Hey, what is he wearing like a tank top under his shirt? Why is he sweating like that? Why is his sweat like that? Is that shirt? That's a crazy shirt right there. Aaron's about to bring up the touchdown. I'm just clowning.
Game for your hometown team, and now you're back. What does it mean for you to be back with the Texans for another year?
Everything, you know, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to finish my career. Want to keep going forever with the Texans, and just want to build on where we left off last year. You know, had a great return, but you know, to the grand scheme of things, it means nothing. We lost the game, and we didn't reach our goal. So that's the bottom line. We want to reach our goals, and I want to do everything I can to help the team get to our goal, which is the Super Bowl.
You're in a fun, competitive room with a lot of great wide receivers. What's it like to be a part of that? And now that you guys have bolstered even more with Stephon Diggs being here,
man, it's fun. You know, I don't worry about who's around or nothing. You know, as I was on this field right here. You know, play my game, put in the work, and let everything else handle itself. You know, I leave it in God's hand. I pray. You know, I'm spiritual. I pray to God, leave it in His hands, and I put in the work, and I go from there. You know, we got a great group. I can't wait to get back to camp. It's gonna be so much fun. I feel it's gonna be a lot of big plays. It's gonna be a lot of big plays, a lot of fun, but. You know, it's a business and it's work. It's time to go back to work. And I'm excited to go back with the group we got. I feel like from top to bottom, anybody can get it done.
Last one for you. I know Kendrick Green is here today. Who else is here that's been obviously your parents and Danny Arnold?
Danny
and
Arnold,
guys.
you know, with Plex. That's where when I came out of college, I trained with him before my pro day and draft and all of those things. So I always tap in with Danny when I'm back in the city doing my camps. Whenever I'm here, not in the building with the team, I go train with Danny. So it's always fun to bring Danny and help Danny come back and, you know, reel in a couple more kids that can go work out at Plex. You know, that's what it's all about. It's we all helping each other and coming together. And it's just great to be here. My family's here. My parents are here. My friends, college teammates. It's an amazing thing. My son's here. It's an amazing thing, you know, bringing the community together and just being able to give back.
Damn. Okay. All right. Steven Sims, man. I'm rooting for him. I don't know what it looks like with him on the kickoff return front or anything like that. I don't really know, but I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what Steven Sims has. I don't know what this looks like, man. Like that is going to be like when I have no clue, I have no clue. Like I don't lie to you. I have no idea. Derek asks, is Dylan Horton really? I don't think so. I think that's a messed up depth chart. I don't think he ever was, like, even before. So no, I don't think so. It's got to be Barnett, and I actually think Barnett's going to be nice this year. I think Barnett's going to be real sick for sure. And there was actually a video of Derek Barnett. It didn't go viral. It went local. But there was a video of Derek Barnett kind of getting a little bit of work in. I think it was from like one of those D-line guru type of things. But I liked Barnett last year. I thought Barnett last year, like when you first saw him, you're like, damn, who the hell is 95? Dude was nice, man. Dude was real nice. So we'll see how Barnett looks. Sims be putting up work. I want my pilot license, but it's too expensive. Definitely. Sims had that big return against Baltimore. That was a punt return, though. Don't know if he's going to be able to return kicks. Whatever it is, going to be a special season. I think it's going to be a special season for sure. I think it's going to be a really, really, really special season. No doubt about that. I don't think there's any denying that. I'm checking something real quick. Making sure I got this. Hold up. All right, I got it. So someone mentioned Jawar Jordan, and look, I don't know what Jawar Jordan is. And again, this goes into this goes into me not pretending stuff, but I am a former Sports Radio 610 employee, and I am a supporter of sports radio, and I'm a supporter of the Texans and stuff like that, and I consume information. So I heard this promo the other day on Sports Radio 610.
The most important.
And I was a little bit, I don't want to say confused. I was just kind of intrigued by it. This was the OG who on draft day said that I mean, if I'm being honest,
take it away, J-Lo.
Yeah.
He said that Cade Stover, like people around the league were saying he was going to be a first round pick. Like I'm not making this up. Matter of fact, I'll pull this up real quick, just so y'all can kind of see it. Just so I think that y'all listen to the Texans, y'all watch the Texans. So this isn't hating. I'm just trying to figure this out. But this was on draft day when he was there. Day before he was a little bit late, and he was late the Monday after the draft, but he was here on this one. And this was on the day of the first round of the draft. This was Lopez talking about guys who could go first round. And I think most of you follow the Texans close enough to know maybe how outlandish something is or isn't. There was definitely not a running back that was going to go in the first round. Cade Stover, he probably wasn't going to go day two and ended up not doing that. But this was the dialogue. And then I'm bringing this up because there's Jawar Jordan, but this was draft day, Sports Radio 610. Shout out to 610, all the great work they do. Here was draft day.
A little bit of a primer here for those that aren't plugged in day to day with the draft. Let me give you some names that you do.
For those who aren't plugged in day to day. So we're about to get the real stuff right there. I mean, if you're not let me hear that again.
For those that aren't plugged in day to day.
Oh man, this dude's been doing some work then.
With the draft. Let me give you some names that you do not want to hear today. You don't want to hear their names called. And the reason for that is obviously Texans would have a better chance at him in the second round, but maybe otherwise. So here, I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. For sure, I do not want to hear Blake Corum.
What? Blake Corum on day one? Let me hear that again.
I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. For sure, I do not want to hear Blake Corum, the running back out of Michigan.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Oh, he's actually.
I actually wouldn't mind that
at 42.
Yeah, if anyone. No, I'm saying if he gets drafted today, then I'll send a limo to that.
Well, there's actually a kind of a silver lining on some of these too, because other players would fall. But if you want a running back, Blake Corum, and then Jonathan Brooks from Texas.
Yeah,
he tore his ACL, dude, and had one good year. Jonathan Brooks, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think any running back goes today.
The consensus is no running backs in the first round, which makes sense. Wide receiver. You don't want to hear anyone take either Adonai Mitchell or Xavier Leggett.
Okay.
Adonai Mitchell from Texas or Leggett from South Carolina. That means they're going to be able to fall. Maybe you can get them somewhere in the second round.
Right.
Edgar and Cooper and Junior Colson are the two linebackers that you hope fall. So you don't want to hear
Cooper
those.
Seems to be one of the more popular names among Texans.
Yeah, but the kid from Alabama probably will go.
Who?
Well, he will. He'll go top 5, top 10.
You're talking linebackers, right? Hold on, linebackers, right?
From Alabama probably will go that you hope fall. So you don't want to hear
Cooper
those.
Seems to be one of the more popular.
Edgar and Cooper and Junior Colson are the two linebackers.
Linebackers, okay.
That you hope fall. So you don't want to hear
Cooper
those.
Seems to be one of the more popular names among Texans.
Yeah, but the kid from Alabama probably will go.
Who? The linebacker?
Well, he will. He'll go top 5, top 10. But yeah, Edgar and Cooper's right there. Of course, some people.
On this situation, like you've got to respect the audience, right? Like, so you've got to you've got to have a conversation, right? Like, this is like a bare minimum type of thing. So you got to have a conversation. You don't just like skip over it. And you can ask Stutz about it. Like, if you do, you're kind of in no man's land. So he said some linebacker from Alabama is going to go top 5. I'm immediately thinking, okay, huh?
Really love him. Maybe fringe first rounder. Some don't. Tight end is going to be interesting.
Which kid from Alabama?
Is it? I had his name a second ago.
Oh, you had his name a second ago. Okay. This keep in mind, this is draft day on a flagship. Okay.
And
he said linebacker.
There is
talking about Dallas Turner, the edge guy.
The edge guy, yeah, the edge guy. Tight.
And what am I supposed to do here? Help me, please help me. And this is like, keep in mind, like, just help me, like help me help myself. And this isn't revisionist history. This is common, like anyone in that building can see it. Like, but what are we doing here? This is the day of the draft.
Dan, you don't want Jatavion Sanders.
Jatavion Sanders. I'm the biggest Jatavion Sanders fan in the world. Jatavion Sanders, I think, is going to be a freak. Tight end, not known for blocking. You don't want him to go first round?
He's not going.
You never know.
He's not going.
You never
Cade
know.
Stover.
On the first round.
Cade Stover. Second year as a tight end. Looked at as a 4th through 7th round pick. Look at this.
On the first round?
First day?
Good Lord.
Even Figgy has to jump in on this. Figgy's trying to be nice. Figgy knows, though. He knows.
On the first round?
First day?
Good Lord.
These are guys that...
And look, I'm laughing. Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Like, say, oh, okay. Yeah, man. Hopefully he doesn't go first round.
These are guys that... these are guys that people have mentioned.
I was with you on Sanders a little bit.
Yeah.
But Stover, that brother ain't going in. I'll be shocked if he go in the first round.
I'm just telling you what people across the NFL are saying. Not necessarily.
People across the NFL are saying who? He said that with a straight face, guys. People across the NFL are saying that Cade Stover's gone first round. Google that. You can't even find that. You can't even find that on Twitter. You can't even find that in a elementary school blog. This is with a straight face. He's lying to y'all saying that. This is the keep them fooled mindset, man. This ain't revisionist history. This ain't nothing. This is with a straight face. He says people around the league are saying that Cade Stover is going to go in the first round. Nobody said that, man.
Stover, that brother ain't going in. I'll be shocked if he go in the first.
These are guys that people have mentioned.
I was with you on Sanders a little bit. Yeah. But Stover, that brother ain't going in. I'll be shocked if he go in the first round.
I'm just telling you what people across the NFL are saying. Not necessarily.
No, they're not. Nobody said that, man. Not one. Look, a lot of people say a lot of stuff. Not one person said that, man. Not one person said that, brother. That's a straight-faced lie right there to y'all. I've never taken this for granted. Whether it's here, whether it's there, whatever, I've never taken it for granted. That's a straight face, someone telling you people around the NFL are saying Cade Stover's going first round on draft day, on the flagship.
People have mentioned.
I was with you on Sanders a little bit. Yeah. But Stover, that brother ain't going in. I'll be shocked if he go in the first round.
I'm just telling you what people across the NFL are saying. Not necessarily.
I haven't heard one person say
that's
Cade
3
Stover
tight ends in the first round.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah. That is draft day. And that's not even me talking crap, man. That is the tape right there. That's not like weaponizing any conversations. That's not trying to say anything personal. That is on draft day, my friends. Right there. Y'all saw me laughing about that. For sure. Payne and Pendergast are good. Look, here's the thing about Payne and Pendergast. I did not like. There was a time where me and Seth, I hated him. I hated him, man. Like, let's just be so, like, you could hear it. I hated him. I took it like personal. I knew that Seth was like the former player. I'm just a little F-boy radio guy. And Seth and I did not like him. Did not. I always respected him. I think he's smart. I think he's really good at breaking stuff down. And I've developed even more admiration for him. And Seth and I worked together for 6 years. We've talked since I've left, and I have nothing but admiration for Seth. So that's what that's what that is. But did I always like him? Not as much. And a lot of it was just an unnecessary, immature chip on my shoulder, to be honest. And I think Seth can admit he's a little bit combative and stuff, and not many people stand up for him. But I got a lot of admiration for him. And I know at the end of the day, Seth's a good person. I know at the end of the day, Seth's a really, really good person. And he's shown that. So that was on draft day. And again, I'm not talking crap. I'm just talking about what's actually seen. No, I'm not confessing anything, brother. Like this is not anything new. This is like the real stuff. But I mean, if this is what my stream is, brother. Like this is what it is. I don't have to like sit there and wait within a 1.5 hour window. If someone's going to like send me ideas, I don't have to worry about if those ideas are going to be Cade Stover might go first round. Like I don't have to do that anymore. And I wasn't happy doing that for a while. And that was very, very clear. So that's what that is. Let's hear this promo though that they got going at 610. I think this one's interesting. So this is a promo. This is talking about draft picks, I think.
I think the most important rookies to watch this year.
There we go.
The most
Lopez is going to give you the most important rookies to watch, brother. Wait. Got to hear this one. I got to hear this one.
I think the most important rookies to watch this year are a 4th rounder and a 6th rounder. Cade Stover, tight end. If he can be anything like what we may have gotten a hint at during minicamp, Texans are going to be onto something. And
Hold up. I've talked to everyone that was at minicamp. No lie. Everyone. I have not heard any of them. Stoots down. Say that Cade Stover just like set the world on fire at minicamp. So I don't know whether that's true or not.
Important rookies to watch this year are a 4th rounder and a 6th rounder. Cade Stover, tight end. If he can be anything like what we may have gotten a hint at during minicamp.
Minicamp, man, they're literally running drills and the media is not even allowed to watch. And I don't know that anyone said this. I know Lassiter made a play. Stover ran a good route and stuff. I don't even remember him making a play. Okay, let's keep going.
Texans are going to be onto something. And then Jawar Jordan, the running back, drafted in the 6th round. They may end up depending on him.
Your lunch break is.
What?
May end up.
Wait, hold up, bro. Jawar Jordan. I don't know anything about Jawar Jordan. Hold up. Let me hear that one more time.
Drafted in the 6th round. They may end up depending on him.
Your lunch break is.
Depending on him. Okay. All righty. Depending on him. Yeah, one more time.
I think the most important rookies to watch this year are a 4th rounder and a 6th rounder. Cade Stover, tight end. If he can be anything like what we may have gotten a hint at during minicamp.
Nobody's said that.
Texans are going to be onto something. And then Jawar Jordan, the running back, drafted in the 6th round. They may end up depending on him.
Your lunch break.
So you got Joe Mixon. You got Dameon Pierce. You got running backs. They may end up depending on Jawar Jordan. If that's the case, that's trouble, man. That's trouble. Like we're in trouble. Like with everything that we're talking about, all this optimism, all this content that I put out, all this effort that I put out, all these vibes that we feel, all this excitement. If we get to the point where we are depending on Jawar Jordan, man, we're in trouble, man. Brother, that's a promo. That's not like picking a clip. That's a promo, man. That's highlighting your best. That's highlighting your best right there. We doing good after the storm. Look, man, it's always really awkward, and I think that this is like part of being a Houstonian. It's always kind of awkward because you don't want to say how good things are because you know that someone in the vicinity, or someone like within the ear length, whatever the hell it is, that they've had it like worse or whatever. So I don't know. Like the tornado was really bad to me. The hurricane wasn't great. Got my dad here. Wife's getting a couple days off. It's been okay. But I don't know if you can ever say we are doing anything. We're Jawar Jordan, man. We in real trouble. Man, I can't. I don't listen. I don't like listen enough for that. Like I don't listen. I just hear like I just the draft thing. I had a listener send it to me, because they were asking about it. And then the promo. I was listening to Sean and Seth, and I heard it, and I was like, what are we doing here? Which teams have had to depend on their third halfback in the last? I don't know, man. And I don't know anything about this guy. Like let's also keep this in mind. Like minutes before that, like we talked about Cade Stover going in the first round, Jonathan Brooks and Blake Corum, and now all of a sudden you feel comfortable enough to say that they're going to rely on someone who I can guarantee. I didn't know much about him at all. If Jordan's the answer, then I don't like the question. Hey, if he ends up being awesome, that's cool. But depend on him? I don't know about that. That's crazy. Never really got that. For sure. Appreciate everyone for rolling through. Just to reset what's going on around here. Obviously we got the storm. Shout out to everyone. I hope everyone's being safe. Enjoying yourselves. I'm enjoying myself a lot, as y'all can see. This is kind of going to be the vibe of the night stream from now on. In season, I'm going to have some other stuff going on. So like you'll hear me in different ways. Probably going to hear me at least digitally early in the day. Radio, we'll see. I'm not like just begging for a radio job, honestly. Like I don't need to. I'm not going to, and I'm not going to do what I was doing before. I'm sorry. Like that's just not gonna it's just not really gonna fly, to be honest with you. Gonna be covering the Texans, gonna be at camp. And got a lot coming, like got a lot going down. Collaborations with students and all that type of stuff. So there's gonna be a lot going on. Look, I got a lot going. There's a lot of stuff going on with this squad. The digital game's wide open. The beauty of this is that, and I want to give my 6'10" bosses a lot of credit. Sarah Fraser, Parker Hills, like they encouraged and allowed me. And if this would have happened with a previous boss, who knows where it could be right now, but they allowed me to do this digital thing and like build it. And I was the most consistent guy in the entire digital game during the course of that. So this is not like some situation where you leave, where you leave a station and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, hey, I'm going to start a podcast or I'm going to start nothing like that. Like we got that. Like we got that covered. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on, like a hell of a lot. And I got all y'all covered. For sure. I don't know, probably because you don't want to hear crap like until football season, brother. I mean, maybe that's how it goes. I don't know. But I appreciate y'all for coming through. Subscribe, like, right along. Big guest tomorrow. Man, I'm pumped. It ain't Case Keenum, but it's someone who's always been very controversial. Not always, sometimes controversial, polarizing. He's got got a lot to say about Diggs. He's got a lot of stuff to say about Tank. And he's my dog, dude. So I look forward to talking to him. I look forward to y'all getting to experience it. And I promise you, man, the locker room, it's only going to get better and better. And there's a lot to go down. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Subscribe, like, right along. I always remember when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. Be safe, do what you do, and I'll holla.
Opinions to give, we got takeaways. If it's up, then it's up. We number one. You don't need to try your luck. Locker room, yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk, yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize, every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too.